are doing this incredible.
Well, there's a myriad of things. I think, first of all, we have to go back to writer. You are very well known for teaching skills. Your students speak a whole lot about you, Miss Nigeria competition.
I said, let's pick them up. Let's take them back to Nigeria and let's teach them a different kind of job.
Hello, nice to have you on the show, The Woman. I am Elizabeth Amai, and what we do here is to go all out, bring you the best of personalities. Today, I have with me, in fact, it's an honor to interview this woman today because she is a pace setter for a whole lot of us in a lot of ways, but very importantly in broadcasting. Think of the days when Nigeria was just starting, in the industry of filmmaking, TV making, music production. She was there. Today, she is 80 and still counting. Join me as I welcome a former broadcaster, a one-time Miss Nigeria, and today, one of the latest octogenarian, Chief Mrs. Julie Coker. Nice to have you join us, Miles.
Very much indeed. To be talking from London.
All right, so we are speaking with Chief Julie Coker from London. Now, I want to start. How does it feel like to be 80?
To be 80? Wow. I didn't know I would feel so good. I thought by the time I get to 80, I would be too old to even talk to people. I thought that I would not be able to move around as I used to jump around before. Well, that is more or less the picture, but it's just that this one has gone beyond my wildest dreams. That I'm not sitting down in one place with people holding my hands, that I'm able to go and dance in Trafalgar Square to celebrate the joy that God has given me, that the Almighty has been so wonderful to me. I never worried about any age. When I was 50, I just took it for granted. When I was 60, my mother had just died. I was feeling a bit sorry for myself, but I still had a little celebration with people like Lola Lakija and CNA and all the rest of them surrounding me and trying to make me feel happy and not miss my mother, because they were also coming round to share her as their own mother, and people like Ruth and a few other people, Shade Odushoga. But then at 70, I was in London. I still am in London now. That was 10 years ago. I was still feeling very frivolous. But after becoming wiser, I thought, oh gosh, would I get to 80 at the rate which I'm going? I must slow down a bit, but I still didn't. Mm-hmm. I still woke up every morning to go to Mass, to go here, there. And then when I woke up that morning, I just said, oh, morning has broken. And today I am 80. Wow. And I said to myself, if I'm able to go to church on that day, I would dance all the way from the church to the Nigeria High Commission. Nobody will stop me. Because that day is Diaspora Day. And that would mean the real topping, the icing on the cake for me. So that's why you saw me with those that went to church with me, because the doors of the churches were just being opened then. So I said, so I can also celebrate in the church, and I can celebrate with my family, and they brought drums along. Can you imagine that? Nigeria High Commission is adjacent to Trafalgar Square and on the other side of 10 Downing Street. So I wrote a letter to the Prime Minister. I let him know that I was going to be 80. So if you hear drumming outside,
it shouldn't be.
Then that is Julie, right in front of 10 Downing Street. The first time I met him, he was mayor of London, and that was in Trafalgar Square. I said, history is going to repeat itself. People were coming to the High Commission to celebrate, but we got there before them, and we were already beating the drums and dancing. I was beating the drums right in Whitehall where they march up and down on Remembrance Day. We were the ones going up there. So I pray that other people will get to this age and will be able to celebrate. I didn't realize that even in Nigeria, people were thinking of me. A niece of mine, Temi Harriman, called me. Did you hear that the president was sending a message to you on your birthday?
Yes.
To wish you happy birthday.
Yes.
I said that must be the doing of some people in the background. Maybe those that work closely with him, it's not all that smooth sailing, but it is worth it. It's worth getting to 80 and having people to celebrate with you.
We'll take a little break now to celebrate our guest today. I told you earlier that she's one of the latest octogenarian in Nigeria as we speak, and a lot has been done on her behalf for her birthday. Let's see this. We'll be right back.
She is extremely well informed, very, very current. At 80, she has not slowed down mentally at all.
Julie was one of the probably 3 first females on television in this country.
Julie is somebody who has a lot of empathy, very generous. She gives and forgets herself in giving.
She is one of the rare people who are very highly talented, who, though would soar to great heights, and yet remain still connected to their roots.
Tributes such as this are written basically for 2 reasons. One is to document and celebrate the lives and times of some iconic characters who have made starry imprints on the sands of time. The other is to educate and inspire those who may be deficient in the I can't spirit to buckle down. Either way, our subject, Chief Dr. Julie Coker, is eminently qualified to be capped a beacon, especially for this millennial generation basking in the euphoria of an emerging digital age, powered by technology and artificial intelligence. Auntie Julie, as fondly called by her admirers, was neither born with a silver spoon on her lips, nor does she belong to the league of those whose kernels are cracked by the benevolent spirits. Her indomitable spirit, anchored in her abiding faith in Christ, enabled her to travel the hard road from obscurity to stardom, great in many respects, but humble in spirit and character.
Julie Coker was my boss. The first time I think she showed me the kind of warmth that she has and the kind of large heart that she has, I think was actually on the day that I got married. And it was actually done quite secretly. There were very, very few people that were told about that particular event. And I did not mention it to her. But I remember that the evening of that day, I heard some sort of commotion at our front gate. I was still living with my parents at the time. There was this commotion at the gate, and I had to go to the front door, and I was wondering what was going on. And there was Lady J.
She was born 80 years ago in Port Harcourt, but a native of Ureju Quarters, Warri, in the ancient Ishekiri Kingdom, Delta State, Nigeria. Auntie Julie enrolled in the St. Mary's Convent School, Lagos, managed by the Catholic nuns who groomed her between 1946 and 1953. She proceeded to the secondary school at Holy Child College, Obalende, and continued with the same momentum, winning prizes in the various festivals of arts or schools in Lagos. By the time she left secondary school in 1957, it was obvious she was going to go places, having developed a good voice, acceptable diction, courage, and a good command of English language. She audaciously entered for the Miss Nigeria Beauty Contest in 1957 and was zoned to the West. Lo and behold, she won the contest and was crowned Miss Western Nigeria. Justice Irodaro, the then Attorney General in the Western region, who made it possible for her to join the Western Nigerian Television, WNTV, the rave of the moment, on November 9th, 1959, as a presenter.
It was always very easy for her because if she was given a script today, within 2-3 hours, she had learnt it. She had memorized it from cover to cover.
Auntie Julie proved her mettle on the job, and the reward was the numerous training programs she benefited from, starting with Anglo Television, Warwick, England, the British Broadcasting Corporation, courses in the United States of America, study tours of Germany and Russia, as well as many other African countries. Some of the programs she anchored at Western Nigerian Television, Ibadan, were Youth Quiz and Variety Show, Young Voices with Dayo Dedake, the famous composer, What is Cooking, which later became Family Menu. On joining the Nigerian Television Service, Lagos, now the Nigerian Television Authority, she created and anchored the following programs: Feminine Fancies, Barbie Show with Mike Enahoro, Listen to Us, a youth program where the youth are expected to express their views freely, Julie's Choice, popularly called JC, created by Adamu Augi, Drum and Dance, a cultural half-hour show, Lagos Scope magazine. She had this to say about her preference for working with children. I derived more pleasure working with kids for the love and joy radiating from the faces of the innocent kids in the studio are enough to sustain me for the rest of my life.
She had some stint working on children's programs. And I think she probably was happiest when she worked on the children's programs. She had some kind of an affinity for kids.
She's somebody that has a lot of talents. An author, a singer, an artist, a broadcaster. Everything artistic is Julie.
Just like the way Auntie Julie delved into beauty pageants to prove a point, she also made a foray into the world of music between 1976 and 1981, producing 3 albums. For those who know her history, her romance with music did not come as a surprise. Most of her songs are in the Ishekiri language, her mother tongue, and they were inspired by her mother, who was vast in Ishekiri folk music. One of her most popular tracks is Ereyo, Sweet Melody in Ishekiri. The albums attracted reviews both at home and abroad, and Ereyo has been remixed by an American rap artist, Anderson Peak. It will require a longer airtime to talk about Auntie Julie's toil and labor, her single-handed role as a breadwinner and provider for her immediate and extended families, her years of responsibility for the development of many individuals, family and non-family alike, most of them who by His grace stand on their own today. But all that is another story for another episode.
I wish her a very happy birthday. I wish her many more years of good health. And I hope many of the younger ones coming behind have something to learn from the way she carried herself all through her professional years.
She's a person very much of the present. She doesn't dwell on the past. That is a wonderful gift for anybody to have. I love her. I wish her all the best. The rest of our lives will be in peace, in joy, and happiness. Have a wonderful celebration. You deserve all the good things of this life. Love you loads, darling.
Happy birthday, Lady J.
Happy birthday. Ooh, yeah. Very, very many happy returns. Ooh, yeah. I wish you a happy birthday.
At a point, I mentioned earlier that this journey, which I am, you started it for a lot of us here in Nigeria as a presenter, as a presenter in NTA, then NTV. You paid your dues, you did very well. I'd like to know, could you recall things that excited you, moments that excited you, as much as there were challenges too, as you did your job as a young presenter in NTA? What was it like for you?
The journey has not been easy. It's just that I feel happy that I've been able to touch so many lives. All my colleagues, I remember all of them right from the very beginning. Those that I've learned from, like Nike Agbaje Williams, Nelson Epaye, Victor Adeniyi, Shola, people that I started work with in those days. Ted Mokoro was also one of us there, and Kehinde Adesina, Mark Oviagele, and Bruce, of course, his senior brother. We were all, there's a picture of all of us, and I was the only girl at the time, and somebody was saying, where is this, where is that? I said, well, I sort of worked more closely with the men because they encouraged me a lot. And I was able to have a lot of comfort from being loved by all members of the team. We worked as a team then. And if I wasn't making too many mistakes, but at least they made sure that I never even stumbled or knocked my feet on any stone as we were, learning this new trade. Not even in our wildest dreams would we have imagined that we'll be seen in different parts of the world. I'll be sitting in front of the camera and talking to people. And here I am talking from Nigeria, from London to Nigeria. So it was really a vision that we couldn't even bring to reality in our own minds. It is what comes out of the mouth of the newscaster that people will believe and hold on to. And these are some of the things, the values that we have been able to imbibe, even from the older ones. First of all, we had the technical partners who were from here in London. We learned a bit of some of the things that we went to study in America. But then you have to pass on the message to other people. Whenever I had the opportunity to go to the training school, I was able to impart some knowledge about what I had learned from Anglia television in the early days. And we were all very proud of the fact that we were the 5th station in the world. Nigeria had television even before France. First station in Africa. We must always hold the torch and be proud of that heritage, part of that dream of our forefathers who brought television to Nigeria, thereby making it the first in Africa. And that was our slogan. It was always a pride to say that this is WNTV, first in Africa, even as a little girl. God bless you. Thank you.
Now, I want a parting note. I want you to, give 1 or 2 words to people who have come of age too, who are rather scared of the coronavirus as we speak. They are locked up in their homes, but you are here, you're moving around, well protected. I need you to say 1 or 2 words of encouragement to our elderly statesmen who are in Nigeria trying to cope with the coronavirus. I know you're in London and you're coping real well.
People are proud of Nigerians. Mm-hmm. They know that Nigerians will do the right thing at the right time. And I know that all the media houses would be preaching the right gospel to people. And that, like I said before, people rely on information and the truth from what they hear on television. People will quote what you hear on television and say, I heard that on TV. TV said we should do this. I hear Liz Agbaye saying this the other day. I heard in those days, Ikin and Daguba saying something like that, and they would abide by that and actually take it on board. So you can actually see, because we have it, we are very privileged to be able to watch Nigerian channels here. And people are encouraged. Somebody was asking me this morning that people in Nigeria seem to be doing the right thing, because they expected that when this thing came, it would overwhelm the whole nation or the whole of Africa. And people have been holding their heads high. People are going about their business whichever way they can, in spite of all the problems, the adversities that come with it. Even here, people are complaining about this, that, and the other, but Nigerians are not complaining. So we are always praying that they will do the right thing. You saw that's why I had my face mask when you first came on, to show you that we are also, doing whatever it is you're trying to keep alive and to keep safe. We're very proud of Nigerians.
You have this love for singing, especially in the church. Do you still sing? I'd like to hear you sing for us.
Yes! Yes! All for you. You hear that record again. It's all for you. It's all for you. It's all. You see the boys, they are doing some choreography to that. You soon see. I sing in church still. This morning I sang with my priest. We sang a hymn to Our Lady. It's the birthday of the Mother of Jesus today. So we sang, "Oh Mary, we crown thee with blossoms today. Queen of the angels and Queen of the world." Me and the English priest. He's only 40 years old, but he likes to talk to me. I wish he was standing beside me. Love is what keeps the world going round. And that's the message that I have for so many people. Love yourself, love your neighbor, just as the Lord himself tells us to do.
Hey, thank you for coming on the show. It was wonderful having you.
I'm so delighted that you've taken the trouble to put me on. And this is my real ticket to fame. I can now claim this and say, when I turned 80, I was talking to the most beautiful girl in Nigeria via Zoom from London to Abuja, Nigeria.
Thank you.
We've been speaking with Chief Julie Coker, a former broadcaster, a one-time Miss Nigeria, a musician, a pet setter for a lot of us. And I tell you what, it's been very delighting. At 80, she's still sounding very strong. Let's, paddle our boat towards where she's done, so that when we turn that age to, we'll be strong, hale and hearty, just as she is. And if you didn't pick anything, she's preached love. Yeah, love makes the world go round. Let's go by that line and then live a longer life. My name again is Elizabeth Abai. Next week will be another exciting moment. Don't go away.